Today I am doing a hybrid day in the life, and right now I'm actually going to be having my call here at home. This is actually a G-Tech Women Sync that once a month we have this call with everyone on the team, and we try to organize the events and coordinate everything. So this year we're actually having a holiday party. So for G-Tech specifically, it's not G-Tech Women that are having a holiday party. So I do have a few things to report on that because we're doing this whole glam squad makeup and hair thing, and I'm organizing that along with a coworker here. So mostly just going to be doing glam squad hair and makeup, going to be doing it in the office. The holiday party this year is going to be at the Whitney Museum, which is pretty cool. It's like a 3-minute walk from the office. So we're so excited to do that. Apparently they did this back in 2019, like pre-pandemic essentially, but this will be the first time that we're doing this, and Google has grown so big in New York City specifically, so we have to actually double our headcount from last time. So about 72 slots hopefully is what's actually going to happen, and we're going to have like the budget essentially approved by next week. And right now I've actually this morning I've already read a lot of my emails and addressed the ones that were not as important. And honestly, I would have gone to the office this morning, but at this point, because of the whole commute situation, if you don't leave within an hour beforehand, you're not going to make your call. Because number one, you first have to leave the door, make sure you have everything, which actually on the way there, I forgot my laptop. So I had to come back, and thankfully I did not swipe into the subway at that time. But actually, even if I was in the office, they have loaner computers anyways, but I forgot my laptop here. If you're not there, if you don't leave an hour before your first call, the chances are you're going to be late to it. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm going to be here for my call, and then after the call, I'm going to go commute back, which is actually even better because you get to avoid rush hour. But I have my monthly W group sync, so essentially monthly women's group sync, and it's going to be at 10. I have a call there, and then after that I'm going to be going to the office. We have a ASA holiday huddle. This is actually something that my team has been doing, where every Monday and Wednesday we have a little huddle with everyone in our team, and this is essentially any issues that come up during the holiday season, either preparations of it or the actual holiday season, that you wanted to make sure that you have someone there to be able to help you get through it with the client. Then you actually go use this call or show up in person if you were going to do the hybrid way, where you're essentially calling in with other people, and then just go through your issues. So a lot of times when I do have issues, I go to these calls, and so we use this huddle to talk about issues that pop up and how to fix them, or anywhere we need to do to be able to get things rolling. And I was actually, the whole reason why I was going to go to the office today was because there's a coffee chat in the office, and now I just look at my calendar and they just said I'm feeling a bit sick, won't be coming into the office today. I could still go if I want and get my free lunch and do whatever I want, or I could just stay home, because that was actually the only thing that I needed to do in person. Everything else I could technically do remotely. So this hybrid vlog may now have become a remote only vlog. We shall see. I need to probably see. Now I gotta decide, do I want to go to the office today, because my only thing that I had to do in person is canceled. What do you think? Should I go to the office today?
Just stay home.
He wants me to stay home. All right, I will stay home. I got dressed up for no reason, but okay. And during this time of year, we also have a little ASA holiday hub, so we track any issues that we have with the clients around this time. So we track what are the issues, what are solutions, the time that we have until suspension warning is lifted / the deadline of the actual suspension warning review. And today I just got an email that says another of my clients just got a suspension warning on shipping. So it's essentially the same exact issue that the other account within the same company has. So not too bad, not too hard, but it's just around this time of year, because of the implications of being dark around the Cyber 5. Cyber 5 is Thanksgiving, Black Friday, that's Saturday, that's Sunday, and Cyber Monday. There's a lot of tension in the air from agencies, and a lot of tension from the merchants, and also within Google for the sales teams not potentially meeting their metrics. So tension everywhere, tension internally, tension externally. There's a lot of basically it's like you're walking on glass, broken glass particularly, and you're trying to make sure everything works. But right now it looks like it, thankfully it's not a new issue, it's an issue I already saw already, so the client's already working on it. So now I just have to mark it down on this little tracker, because every single Tuesday they send out this tracker out in an email and newsletter to the sales team. So like, here's all the accounts that are prioritized and these are the issues happening. And there's also like, here's the accounts that are not so prioritized, but we just want you to know. So that's the issue that we have. And every single day we have to go into this tracker, provide updates, or if there's no update, at least like change the update date. And that's what it would work. And then at a certain point, like every single day or even hour sometimes, depending on how prioritized the account is, the manager is going to ping me and be like, hey, what's the update on this? What's the update on this? Because right now there's tension everywhere in the air. And this is around the time where if you have an issue, the deadline is probably going to be in Cyber 5, because these account warnings or suspension warnings are like 28 days or 30 days, and that 28 to 30 days end up falling around the time where you would have Cyber 5. So if you were to fail this, you would literally go dark during the biggest season, biggest 5 days of shopping in the entire year. So there's a lot of tension around this time, and there's a lot of people who are like, I feel lost, or I like spoke to my coworkers, they feel lost, they feel like they don't know what they're doing. These are just mostly nooglers, so maybe it's just nooglers being nooglers, but there's a lot of tension in the air where it feels like every day is kind of blending in right now. I almost came into the office today and then I realized I left my laptop here, and I came back and like, oh, then the only other thing that I had that was actually scheduled in person got canceled, so I was like, I might as well just stay home.
Periodic spikes in them, and then eventually on a rolling basis over the course of 2 weeks they would all be approved. But it took a while, and we know that like it really should take, in theory, 3 days. And I, of course, I don't say trawler to them, but I'm seeing that we max out your servers and we're getting periodic back off requests. Here, it's and around the times that we're seeing those back off requests, you need to work with your image servers to make sure that they're not putting capacity limitations on Google's image crawlers, blah, 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 yada, yada.
So I just finished our holiday huddle, which is kind of like a session where people can just come in and ask all of their questions about holidays. And to be honestly, it's like mostly just people who are there to like monitor on what's going on, or like in my case, a lot of it is actually learning. I stick for it the entire time, even though my question could take 1 or 2 minutes, or maybe it doesn't, or maybe it's been addressed or elsewhere, or it's like my hands are kind of tied from the client side. So today I was literally working while they were having their discussion. And then while I was actually working, I realized I did not know a particular answer, so I asked them in the call. So right now, I've actually had lunch during the holiday hub. Like now I'm going to be going back to work.
Yeah, I guess work-wise for sure, but how are things going on your end? Has it picked up already, or are you still?
Yeah, I would say the hard work is done. It's mostly just like monitoring and making sure pacing is in a good spot, making sure promotions are queued up, but like as far as strategy or testing, like that's all kind of on pause for.
So I just finished my client call. It was a little weekly status. One of our shopping sales specialists is leaving and going to a different account, and then we are literally, he was like messaging me and going like, hey, we should go buy Michelle's comics.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. We're buying Michelle's comics, all 4 of them, and asking her to sign it to Christine Addison, Don Sower, and Charlotte, please.
So many names.
And also gonna buy this wreath. It's so cute. Look at that. Yeah, it's a pink wreath. It has like cherry blossom. It's got a cat and a little bell. Gonna put this on our door. Excited because we don't have space, nor do we have the capabilities to have a actual Christmas tree, because with a Christmas tree our cats will jump all over it and wreck it. So we thought if we do a wreath we could put it on the door and it will still look nice. And also it's not like Christmas themed, and it's not specifically any type of occasion, so we might keep it on there all year long. And this is the alpaca Michelle got me from Peru. Hello, alpaca. I don't think I have a name for you.
All right, good. Well, I think we have a forum. That's what I kind of was trying to make sure that we had. So I think we're good there. So was not able to join us today. So last week, team, we had a productive meeting. I think it was it you that jumped on and helped us out?
I've been in calls all day. And I have another call that I have to join at like 4 o'clock, so I'm just gonna take a little break away from the screens. Because I technically work during my lunchtime. Right, Don? You're so cute, Nana Bear. You're so cute. So I wasn't here for the context, but from just what I heard, there's Prop 65 and some of the sellers don't want to sell for that reason to California customers. So, because this does require to actually onboard onto RAF, which is Regional Availability and Pricing, because that way you would actually be able to limit the ads serving in particular regions, or even availability being different or pricing being different throughout the regions. Yeah, actually, I was going to present the slide deck here. I'm just going to first download it as a PDF and then, but I can go over it during today's call. Okay. So I just came out of my client call for specifically on regional availability and pricing, and we were going through like exactly what there is to work on the feed side, on the website, and also on the actual Google Merchant Center. So there's a lot of coordination that needs to be worked on. Right now we're technically scoping, but it honestly looks like a lot of the configuration in the actual GMC, so Google Merchant Center, is fixed. So now it's really on the website side, and we said that we were going to scope it now and then implement in Q1 just because it's a little bit troublesome if you were to have something change and then all of a sudden something will be affected during the holiday season. But it kind of looks like it's because of Prop 65 and also like Connecticut for some reason that their sellers are just not shipping to there. So we got to do some work on that. But this is like essentially, think of it as like you have Google, you have like Uber Eats, you have a restaurant that delivers to you. And then if you were to go to California, it's not the same restaurant anymore. It's like going to be something else. So that's essentially what regional availability and pricing is. It's like where the availability is different and the pricing is different based off of the regions. Could be as granular as a zip code, could be as wide as a state. And there is a lot of configuration that is easily done for statewide. But now it's just a matter of like sending them all this documentation. And I'm just going through and scouring through for all of that. Alright, so now one of my clients, a different client, not the one that's about regional availability and pricing, was wondering like, hey, can we create a promotion where it's like an item group ID consists of these IDs? And there was not a good way about it, so we had to create a feed rule, and the feed rule is like, okay, creating a feed rule where item group ID consists of these particular terms, and then generate the promotion ID to be this particular term. So now I'm actually running the report of those that were affected and then going to send that out to see like, hey, like, does this look good to you? Should I push it live? That's right. And then after that, I'm going to go to Lifetime and we're going to go swimming, and then we're going to go do our little drop-in visit with Simba before we come home. Looks like Addison actually got a raise and a bonus today, so I think he wants to eat out, even though we kind of ate out for lunch or delivery, but he's like, yeah, let's do it. I want to eat out, and I hope it's not freaking McDonald's because it's not healthy. Oh.
Battery 30%. Connected to CPX5NY07.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I actually thought this vlog was gonna be a day vlog, but like, stay until the end to see the reaction, because I just saw, my coworker just sent me this reel, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to literally try the same thing with my 3 cats. I might have to actually take out the audio of this because it's copyright, but here's the video.
Their backs are arched and their ears are back, which means that they're scared, and I'm kind of curious. Stay until the end of this vlog if you want to see their reaction. It will also be an Instagram reel. Don't judge me, but like, look at this litter box. This is such an old litter box, but we literally use a little Pringles thing here because a lot of times like the cats literally kick a lot of the litter out. But I wanted to actually kind of talk about this. So I've been using Pet One cat litter, and it's actually soy based, so tofu based essentially. So you can see over here, that's where like say a cat has peed and then it just starts to clump. One thing I really like about this particular litter, I don't know about you, but it kind of smells like Chinese bakery. It smells pretty good, to be honest. I'm like this close to the litter box. There's no poop in here. There is pee, and pee is usually really rancid. When there's poop, though, it does cover it up pretty well. I've even had this in the bedroom before. I'm just out here in the hallway because I'm actually in the middle of swapping out a litter box. But this has been really nice because tofu litter is actually flushable, as in it is biodegradable. So it's really nice to be able to do that for the environment. You don't have to constantly dump out a bunch of litter. It clumps well, it takes away odor well. It actually does a pretty good job from tracking, like there's not that much compared to the little crystals or the little litter that I get. Look at this boy. Sora, mommy can't film a video here. One thing I do want to note that is that I actually tried this litter with my litter robot, and it did not work so well because of the size or like the shape of the grain. It's like a little, it kind of looks like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a little line. It's like a little skinny line, or how do you explain it? A little skinny tube is probably the best word to say it. So when the cycle goes around, actually a lot more litter leaves the litter box, even when it's not used, and even when the level, the actual weight is there. It's just that it doesn't catch into those grains that well. Also, when you scoop it, it's actually a little bit more difficult too because of that exact reason. But if you have one with bigger holes, it should be no problem. It's just that if you have like multiple lines going like this, it kind of gets stuck together rather than being separate. So it actually makes it a little bit more difficult to scoop it properly without having it like literally get caught in there. So when you're scooping it and then you're like trying to sift it through, it takes a while versus going whoop, and then the poop comes right out. Look at this boy. Can't ever make a litter box video without my boy here. So yeah, if you're interested, make sure to use the link down below. This is not a sponsored video. They actually reached out for me to try it out and also to test it out, and if I like it, to recommend it. But yeah, so I've been liking it. It's only like I just can't use it for the litter robot for that reason, that it just kind of like most of it just goes to the actual litter pan because of the whole way that it sifts through. But other than that, like, oh my god. I have had no issues with a cat using it. Perfect. As if on call, if I give attention to the litter box, he will use the litter box. You're so needy, Sora. Hey, don't put your nasty paws on my wall. Okay, well I forgot to bring my camera, so now I'm using my phone, and unfortunately I cannot film while I'm swimming, so he's gonna just sneak in and take some footage of me doing some laps.
I don't know about that.
He can, and he will. My boy. What are you doing? So, after that we went to our cat sitting gig. Could not show that because we were at their home and I did not really want to show that. But right now we are about to have dinner. So we ordered from a new place that's actually, oh my god, they're so stupid. Got some meat. Like so. Over rice. Like so. And then we have some stew, which I got 된장찌개, which is like a miso soybean soup, like so. We literally ordered the same thing. So.
Feel like home.
Skip
Even my
recap.
heart feel full.
I am so feeling you.
Maybe it was the 120 laps that I swam, but I'm more hungry, so I had to eat more than just be on my Addy dinner box, whatever it was. It was just Korean barbecue over rice with doenjang jjigae. So I got Greek yogurt with chia seeds, blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, and honey. Yum, yum, yum.
So, baby. Love you.